At number 21 are the Tennessee Volunteers. And this is a team that if you were to ask me about Tennessee a few weeks ago, I don't think I would have had them in the top 25. But I'm starting to feel a little bit better about what Josh Heupel and company bring back this year. And part of that has to do with what I love, and that's their front seven defensively. If you look at the surface of what they had last year, you see James Pierce. You see the first-round pick there on the end of the line of scrimmage that at any given point could end the game, take over the game, and cause major disruption for the opposing offense. They also lost a bunch of other guys on the interior, where 3 of their top 4 from a year ago are gone. Then you got to dive a little bit deeper. And you look at Tim Banks, the defensive coordinator, and his history of playing 10, 11, 12 guys along the defensive front, how to kind of keep guys fresh, but also accelerate the development of some of their young guys. And now you see some young guys who are poised, I think, for a potential breakout season. Bryson Eason, there on the interior, is a big-time star. He might be an all-American candidate by season's end. Jackson Moy, as a freshman last year, made a lot of really nice plays. You got a 5-star in David Hobbs that can add some firepower. Their number 2 edge rusher from a year ago, Joshua Josephs, he's now going to be thrust into that lead role. And you got other 5-stars that are waiting for their opportunity, like Dominic Bailey, Jordan Ross, others that they're all really confident in. So I think the defensive front remains a strength. And you go to the second level where Arian Carter and Jeremiah Thielander both return at running back. Both were kind of thrust into action last year when Keenan Peely was lost for the season. So those guys got a lot of reps and a lot of goodwill built up with how they played in Tim Banks' system last year. So I love their front seven defensively. What concerns me is their quarterback. And this is not an indictment on Joey Aguilar, because I've seen Joey Aguilar in college football play high-level football. It was a couple years ago. Last year, a little bit down to earth. And while he went to UCLA, thought he was going to be the starter there, or at least competing for the starting job there, after leaving Appalachian State, it now has happened so quickly that when he arrives in Knoxville here this summer, you got to learn the offense at hyper speed. And this is a guy that has consecutive 3,000-yard passing seasons. But along with those 3,000-yard passing seasons, he has thrown 24 interceptions. That was against the Sun Belt competition that he was up against week in and week out over the last 2 years. Now he's got to learn a new scheme. And this is a scheme that does require some rep equity, that you have to be on the same page with your wide receivers. There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of reacting to what the defense does. And Josh Heupel can simplify things, but it's going to be up to Joey Aguilar to have a great grasp of this offense, and he's not going to have a lot of time to learn it. So that remains a concern for me, especially when you take into account the loss of Dylan Sampson and 4 offensive linemen from a year ago. Dylan Sampson was an all-world running back, was amazing last year, and collectively as a team last year, they ran for nearly 3,000 yards. So I think it's kind of unlikely with that much turnover, they have that type of production running the football, which is going to put an even heavier emphasis on what's expected from Joey Aguilar to keep Tennessee at the top of college football. Still really like them, but that's why they're at 21, not somewhere in the top 15, because there are some question marks within their quarterback room and along their offensive line.